Hi, this is Jaya. In this video, we shall see about the transitional poets. The age of transition is a period where there was a change from the classical form to the romanticism, and the transitional poets are first we will see James Thomson. His poetries are The Seasons, which is a series of four poems, namely Winter, Summer, Spring, and Autumn. The completed poem cycle appeared in 1730. The Castle of Indolence, written in 1748, the Castle of Indolence is a place in which the dwellers live amid luxurious delights to the enervation of soul and body. The poem is written in Spenserian stanzas, which later had a strong influence upon the English Romantic poets like Lord Byron, William Wordsworth, and John Keats. His drama, Sophonisba, it is a tragedy on Sophonisba, a Carthaginian noblewoman who lived during the Second Punic War. She became legendary because she poisoned herself rather than being humiliated in a Roman triumph. Alfred. This is a masque by Thomas in collaboration with David Mallet. It contains the song Rule Britannia. The song is usually said to be Thomson's. Then we have Oliver Goldsmith. His poetry, The Traveller. It is a philosophical poem in heroic couplet of an Augustan style. It discusses the causes of happiness and unhappiness in nations. The poem, about 400 lines in length, is a series of descriptions and criticisms of the places and peoples of which he had experience. Next is The Deserted Village. This poem is a work of social commentary and condemns rural depopulation and the pursuit of excessive wealth. The locale of the poem's deserted village is unknown, but the description may have been influenced by Goldsmith's memory of his childhood in rural Ireland and his travels around England. The poem is written in heroic couplets and describes the decline of a village and the emigration of many of its residents to America. His dramas are The Good Natured Man. The play was written in the form of a comedy and staged at the Covent Garden Theatre. And then She Stoops to Conquer. It is a prose comedy first performed in London in 1773. The subtitle of the play is Mistakes of a Night. His prose, The Citizen of the World. This novel is a series of imaginary letters from a Chinaman who comments on English society are both simple and shrewd. The Vicar of Wakefield. This important work of fiction by Goldsmith is in the first rank of the 18th century novels. The book has all the Goldsmith qualities of humor and pathos. Next, we shall see Thomas Gray. Thomas Gray was an English poet, letter writer, classical scholar, and professor at Cambridge University. He explored the origins of romance in the early Norse and Celtic legends. His sympathies with the poor and oppressed were genuine and expressed empathetically. Moreover, his treatment of nature was a great improvement upon that of his predecessors. His poems Ode on a Distant Prospect of Eden College. It was Gray's first poem where he recalled his school days as a time of great happiness. Next, Elegy Written in a Country Churchyard. This poem was completed in 1750 and first published in 1751. The poem's origins are unknown, but it was partly inspired by Gray's thoughts following the death of the poet Richard West in 1742. It was sent to his friend Horace Walpole, who popularized the poem among London literary circles. Gray was eventually forced to publish the work in 1751. The poem is an elegy in name but not in form. It employs a similar style, so that of the contemporary odes, but it embodies a meditation on death and remembrance after death. The poem argues that the remembrance can be good and bad, and the narrator finds comfort in pondering the lives of the obscure rustics buried in the churchyard. And then we have the Pindaric Odes. His two Pindaric Odes are the Bard and the Progress of Poesy. These two odes were unsuccessful for their obscurity. Next, we shall see William Collins. William Collins was an important poet of the middle decades of the 18th century. His lyrical odes mark a turn away from the Augustan poetry of Alexander Pope's generation towards a successful Romantic era which would follow soon. His poems are Persian eclogues. It is written in the conventional type of Pope. Though they profess to deal with Persian scenes and characters, the Oriental settings show no special information or inspiration. Odes. This work is a collection of odes to pity, fear, simplicity, and likely abstract objects. Next, we have William Cowper. William Cowper was an English poet and humanist. Cowper changed the direction of the 18th century nature poetry by writing of everyday life and scenes of the English countryside. In many ways, he was one of the forerunners of Romantic poetry. Samuel Taylor Coleridge called him the best modern poet. His poems are Olney Rhymes. They were first published in 1779 and are the combined works of William Cowper and John Newton. The old hymns are the illustration of the potent ideologies of the evangelical movement present in many communities in England at that time. They are notable for their direct sincerity, and several of them are still among the best known of English hymns. The Task. It is a poem in 6 books written in blank verse. The poem is usually seen as Cooper's supreme achievement. Its 6 books are called The Sofa, The Timepiece, The Garden, The Winter Evening, The Winter Morning Walk, and The Winter Walk at Noon. Beginning with a mock Miltonic passage on the origins of the sofa, it develops into a discursive meditation on the blessings of nature, the retired life and religious faith, with attacks on slavery, blood sport, fashionable frivolity, lukewarm clergy, and French despotism, among other things. Then John Gilpin. It is a comic ballad about John Gilpin written in 1782. The ballad concerns a draper called John Gilpin who rides a runaway horse. Cooper heard the story from a friend, Lady Anna Houston, at a time of severe depression, and it cheered him up so much that he put it in verse. Then we have Castaway. It is a powerful and bleak poem by Cooper. Next we shall see George Gabay. George Gabay was an English poet, surgeon, and clergyman. He is best known for his early use of the realistic narrative form and his descriptions of middle and working class people. His chief poetical works are The Library, The Village, The Burrow, Tales. The poems are collections of tales told in heroic couplets with much sympathy and a good deal of pathetic power. If you have anything more to add on to what I've said, please write it in the comment box, like the video, share it with your friends, and if you have not subscribed my channel, please subscribe and support. Thank you.